my squad, we elevate. Surfboard on a mega wave. Future's mine for me to take. Eat the beat up like a piece of cake. Take off like a jet, man.
Welcome back to the Let's Chop It Up podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We appreciate you for tuning back in. Why you do? I used to say this all the time. I don't know why, but we appreciate you. You're a real one. I've been saying this lately, but it's because I feel sometimes we overlook it, man. Hit somebody up today, tell them that they're important, tell them that they matter, that Christ was on the cross for them. You know what I'm saying? That they loved. And don't just tell them, show them. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, let's get into it, man. And without further ado, let's do it like this. It's your brother Mo. I'm here with my brother Whiteout. And we got Mr. JWoodz. What's good, brother?
What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
All the way from DFW.
Yes, sir. Funky Town, Fort Worth, baby.
Originally from California.
Yes, sir.
I only know that because he told me.
Why the move, though?
Man, I just moved down here with my mom. That's what happened.
You were too young to be like, I was like
8 or 9, man. I was like, well, okay, I guess I'm going.
Mama.
What part of Cali?
I lived in Los Angeles. My dad and them still live like in the Upland area.
Yeah.
I've gone from the San Fernando Valley to Orange County to a few other places that I lived in when I was down there. But majority of my time was straight in Los Angeles, Slauson,
Is it the way
Windsor Hills Parks area.
Is it the way the movies portray it?
In a sense, yes.
Yeah.
Anything you see like from like straight out of Compton, all that stuff, like that stuff was real. Like that's kind of how it shows, and like just like normal life, like beach life, going and stuff like you see in other movies. Yeah. That's kind of how it is, man. Just
like the best of both worlds, right? You got like
worlds,
the hood, and then you got like the Beverly Hills.
Yes, it's everything. A lot of people say that's where dreams are made, and I feel like that is true. That's sometimes where dreams are made. So
hey, dreams are made, no hearts are broken. No, I'm just playing. Somebody watching this from California, like they heartbroken at the moment.
Heartbroken at the moment. Like I guess we're moving.
Like, this guy's right. God's talking.
Yeah, I guess I'm moving to DFW.
Yeah.
Hey, so how's Dallas, man? How's Dallas treating you?
Dallas is dope, man. I'm like I said, I don't live in Dallas per se, okay. But I mean it's still DFW. We're a whole metroplex. Man, it's good, bro. I can't complain. The people are dope. Really good Southern hospitality. Since I've been here, I've never had really major issues with like different things that you hear, in certain areas. I'm sure it's there, but at least for me, I haven't had any crazy stuff like that happen to me. But as far as like the way of life, my family. We're good. It's home. We call Fort Worth home. So
how old are you?
I'm 29.
29?
Yeah.
But you've been down here for 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
I've been here since 2004. So yeah, I pretty much even though I'm from California, you might as well say I'm from Texas.
Yeah. My bad for bringing it up.
No, you're good.
All the California folks like, man, we still have a claim to him, but now we cutting ties.
Hey, but this bro kind of remind me of Luis. Luis is like, I'm from California. I ain't even from Houston, and I'm throwing the biggest event, right? And tell us about the event you threw last year. That it was one of the largest independent.
Yeah, man. It's called Gift This Summer. Me and my bro, Microphone Boss. He's another dope artist from the Fort Worth area. We just decided to come together and just create something dope. Kind of try to stand out from the rest. Yeah. And we created Gift This Summer. It was a huge success. Had some dope artists such as, Mikey J was on the joint.
Shout out Mikey J. Go watch his interview.
Shout out to the bro. We had a lot of dope artists on the lineup that I felt like, were dope artists. And I just wanted them to be heard. And was like, yo, let's do something dope. Let's set this up and make it happen. And I honestly did not think the turnout the way it was going to be that way.
Wow.
Because, I've been making music for a while now, but, like, I've never really, like, felt like I've learned who my fan base was. Yeah. Like, I knew people listened to me, but I didn't know exactly who was really, like, down with what I was doing and listening to me, like, really heavily listening to me. So I didn't know what to expect. I was like, man, oh, God, I don't know how we're going to make this work. Plus, it was a free event. We made it a free event. Yeah. I wanted to see who really, supported the CHH community in the DFW. So I made it free. Like, hey, come out, let's party. We got this dope lineup. Come out and, hang out with us. And, man, we had like over 265 people in that joint.
On a Thursday night.
On a Thursday night.
Yeah, add some respect to it. You know what I'm saying?
Put some respect on that name.
Yeah. That's crazy what you said about fan base, bro. Knowing your fan base, because, like, so far, sometimes you can have like 20,000 followers on Spotify, let's say 10,000 on Instagram, and then you post your merch and you don't sell nothing.
So, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And I feel like I'm still in that season myself, where I'm still learning how to take my streams that are like going crazy and learn how to actually turn it into actually selling product online.
Yeah.
So that's another conversation that I'm actually learning how to do. Because I mean, I sell at shows. When I go to shows, I sell my merch. I have my table up. Everything's good to go. People buy from it. But selling it online, that's a different story.
Yeah. How would an artist like Mo's a rap artist? How would he target and find out his fan base?
Number one podcast and rapper. No,
honestly, man, I would say the way I learned is literally just making the music that you like, that is dope. Connecting with people locally, because the people that locally know other people that are locally or know people outside of where you're from that will share your music. And that's kind of how I think it happened for me. Yeah. I just started connecting with people. I was like, hey, how do I get on shows? Or hey, how do I connect with this person that's doing this? I want to be involved. Hey, I want to be your friend. Let's go out, have some coffee or go to dinner or go to lunch or something.
Yeah.
And just having those actual intimate moments with people can go a long way. I feel like musically, as an artist, once you put it in their hands, they put it in other people's hands. They play it. They're in their cars or whatever, and hey, who's that artist? Oh, it's JWoodz, or hey, this is such and such. And I think that's how it happened for me. And I think if you just create dope music, it's going to get heard somehow. So
building up a community.
Building up a community.
A lot of times, even in the podcast world, you know what I'm saying, you have people be like, oh man, nobody's sharing my stuff, nobody's doing this. And it's like, but what kind of community do you have around you? You know what I'm saying? Like, and the truth is, not everybody's going to share what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? But as long as you're building relationships, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have a couple of real ones that are really going to help push it.
And honestly, in this industry, that's honestly what it's about, relationships. Who you know, who you're able to grow with to take you to the next level.
Yeah. What Mikey J said?
Relationships.
Yes.
I'm not gonna do that whole graphic thing this time. I'll probably do it, because I did it this way, he did it that way, and I was like,
cut that part, bro. Cut that part. That was a little part.
One of us is gonna have it. Who knows who?
Nah, but I was gonna say, because sometimes you could have like a lot of people have a lot of followers in real life, right? But we never invest in actually meeting people in real life and pouring into their lives, man. That's really key to actually like. You're not a follower. You're not just a fan. We actually like family. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the whole, you're not a fan, you a fam, So that's pretty big for artists, what you're saying, right? So this year, are you going to do the event again, or what's the plan?
Yeah, so it's actually, we're in the works. I just did an event
exclusive
last week, or last Saturday, called Spring Thing 2022. So I'm in the process of learning how to put on shows, how to throw events as well. And that was a huge success as well. And that was a ticketed event. And we had wasn't obviously 260 people because the place was a lot smaller. But I feel like we literally packed out the joint for what we had at the location that it was at. It's a small building. It's called the Christian Lounge. I'm not sure if you guys ever heard of it.
I've heard of it, man. I need to go up there. It's like for poets and stuff.
Man, it's for everything from rap to singing to poetry to mime, dance, whatever. Like the Christian Lounge is made for creatives that are Christian, that put out Christian content.
I'm gonna go mime.
Do it. He'll book you.
I'm gonna be the first miming podcast.
Yeah, he'll book you, man. But anyways, back to Spring Thing. Yeah, so that was my second event that we threw, and it was a huge success on that. Just to see people come out, and we did something different. Like we had it like usually the place is inside.
Yeah,
we did it outside.
Man,
they've never done outside. He was like, "Bro, let's do it. Let's see what it looks like."
Yeah.
And man, I tell you, from the band to the DJs to shout out to Joe Rich. He was one of the DJs.
Holy Mix Show.
With the Holy Mix Show. That's
Big
my bro.
shout
out. He was there. He was DJing, and my bro DJ Yvonne. He was there as well.
Shout out to him too, man. DJ Yvonne. He be showing love.
He was out there as well, DJing, and man, like I said, it was a huge success. So taking what I learned from the last two ones I did, we definitely have to do Gift of Summer 2022. So we got that coming. We just got to find a date. I know it's going to be in July. I don't know the date yet, but we're going to do it.
Nice.
Man, let's chop it up. Coming to a city. No, coming to a city.
Pull up.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Catch me out there. Miming. No.
Miming on the stage, bro. You need to have Adam, though, for us to be a mime.
Hey.
That'd be lit.
Hey. That actually probably would be pretty dope.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
My whole bit is going to be me falling down. It's going to be more me acting, right? But it's not acting because I'm really going to hurt myself. Or people going to be so confused and think I'm so into the art. No.
And then they're going to get saved.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get up and be like, the bit's over. Somebody call an ambulance. No.
I was going to ask you, bro, talking about events, how important is a Christian artist? How important is it to an artist to throw events? Or how important are they to like the community? Because it also builds the community, right? Because
Yeah,
you put other artists on.
I feel like it does build communities. I mean, I know everyone's different. There's not a lot of artists that feel like that's necessary. That I've talked to and I've seen that feel like, man, there's no use of putting on a show if I know I won't have people come out or if that's what they think.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, how do you know until you do it? You know what I mean? How can you determine the outcome if you haven't even done it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I took a leap of faith. I was like, yo, I want to do this. I want to do something different. I want to stand out. You know, I want to be different from the rest of the crowd that's out there. I'm gonna do it. You know, and I had someone else that was like-minded. That was like, yeah, let's run with it and see what we can do. And that's what it turned out to. I mean, it turned out to a success. It turned out to something that can potentially feed the culture for CHH in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So I was like, let's do it. So
That's what's up. It's needed, man.
Yeah.
I want to take it back, all right? You're 13 years old, DFW area, you know what I'm saying? What's it like for you? Were you raised in the church?
So I was raised in the church since I was little.
Okay.
I've been in church since I was probably born. My mom's always had me in church heavily. But I can say at 13 years old is when I feel like I really took the leap of faith and really wanted to follow God for myself. 'Cause you know, people go to church all the time, kids, you know, they just kind of go and they just go because their parents go.
Yeah.
I feel like I was that kid. And I was at a church at a time where I felt called to ministry. I felt called to being really involved, not just going. And I started serving in my youth group at that age. I play instruments as well, so I play in a band. I play guitar, so I was playing there. And then I started dabbing into doing some music, hip hop stuff and dancing and whatnot. So that's when I feel like I really started a relationship with God for myself.
Through serving.
Like,
Yeah, that kind of helped you push you closer to the Lord.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Were your parents serving or your mom, was she serving? Were they like an example?
She
or?
was just going to church. It's just been me and my mom. She was going to church like on Sundays and stuff, but like I was kind of like the one really in there. Yeah. So 'cause my mom has a lot of health issues as well, so she was dealing with a lot too back then. So I was kind of the one like on Wednesdays and Saturdays and early Sunday mornings doing stuff. And
We pray for your mama. Bless your mama's health in the name of Jesus. May the Holy Spirit touch her and just bring healing to that body and extend that life.
Yeah.
15 years.
Most definitely.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Teenage years, you ain't necessarily go through the whole like, oh man, I started slipping into drugs and.
So no,
down the wrong path.
I never slipped into drugs, but I can say after high school, I kind of went through, you know, any kid, college, young college years, partying, you know, being around the wrong people. Not necessarily the wrong people, but people that would necessarily weren't going to take me to a different level of my life. Just kind of supporting what was going on in the culture, going to different clubs and hanging out at, you know, different parties and stuff, and just being around different, you know, the wrong people at times. So I kind of went through that phase, but like I always knew it wasn't me. It was just something that I was doing at a young age. Not necessarily, I would say, rebelling. Yeah. But just being in the world and not really realizing, yo, like I'm way bigger than this. I don't need to be with these people that are not going anywhere. Because I've always stuck to this model. Like if you show me your friends, I know what your future is going to look like. You know what I mean? If I know the type of people you're hanging out with, I know your future. So
that company corrupts good moral.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's powerful because a lot of people have like, there's people that have crazy testimonies. Like we interview people all the time that have crazy testimonies. And then sometimes people feel like, man, I got to have a crazy testimony to be powerful or whatever. But no, your testimony is just as powerful.
Amen.
Because you didn't have to experience that and you have real faith that says there is a real God and I'm going to give him my life. I don't got to dabble in that to find out he's a real God. You know, like I just believe. Yeah. And it's all about faith. It's all about believing. We're saved by faith. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, because that's kind of like, it reminds me of the prodigal son. And the brother, you know, when the prodigal son came back, the brother was kind of bitter. But it's a miracle in itself that the brother that's been there is not bitter. But he's walking with the Lord. He's walking with the Father. He's bearing fruit. He's putting on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what's up, man. Powerful testimony. Big shout out to your mama, for real.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So what age did you meet your wife? 21, 22?
No, me and my wife met in 2014.
2014?
Yeah.
How old were you?
I just turned 21.
21? You were in college?
No, I was in community college at the time. Yeah.
Is that where you met her?
No, we met at a New Year's Eve party.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
How was that?
It was fun. It was cool for a little bit at the time, and then we didn't hit it off or like exchange numbers at the time. We just met because I was with me and my bros. she knew one of my old friends, and he was like, "Hey, can I come? You know, hang out? We have nothing to do. We heard you guys are, you know, hanging out at the house, you know, bringing the new year. Can I come?" And he was like, "Yeah, but I got like 2 friends with me." And she was like, "Okay, yeah, okay, that's fine." And then we went, we hung out, whatever, and then we left. He left early with some other friends. He left me and my other friend that was there. He left, and then like we stayed there for a little bit, and then we left.
Great friend, no,
right? Like, hey, I'm gonna invite you out to this friend's house because
on New Year's,
on New Year's Eve, right?
It's not just a random party, but it's New Year's.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, long story short, it was like a couple months. We exchanged Instagrams at that day.
Oh man, y'all old school with it. IG, I jumped on IG late. You old school with it.
Yeah. We exchanged information, and then like maybe 2 months later, she was like, "Hey, I'm about to have a birthday party because I'm a month older than her. Like, hey, I'm about to have a birthday party. You want to hang out? You want to come out? Whatever." I was like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And then from there, we just started hanging out, and then it just led to, you know, just talking, and then we got into an actual relationship, and then, you know, years passed, and then we got married. So
it was like a great romance story, bro.
So
we met on New Year's, you know.
We met on New Year's, man.
Yeah.
Was she a part of your church, or she got saved? My bad.
Go ahead.
No, she's always been a believer too.
Okay.
We never. What's funny is like we lived like maybe 15 minutes away from each other growing up, half our whole life, and she knew people I knew. But we never like crossed tracks like on football games or basketball games or anything, because like our school would play their school, and she was a cheerleader, so like we never even like cross paths. Was kind of weird. It was like,
I'm telling you, it really does sound like some type of romance story. You know what I'm saying? Like as you're walking out of the coffee shop, she's walking in type thing. Like you even held the door open for her one time, you ain't even know. We writing that book now.
The Woods.
Oh snap! That's funny. That's a good movie, by the way.
So you were telling us that y'all have been married for 6 years now, right?
Yeah. Going on 6 years this year.
Going on 6 years, right? If you don't mind me asking, what's your wife's ethnicity?
She's white.
She's white?
Yeah.
Because in the last 6 years, a lot of stuff has happened in the United States, you know what I'm saying? Regarding racial tension, you know what I'm saying? Have y'all witnessed it, or were y'all affected in any type of way? Like, did y'all have any people coming against y'all in any type of way?
Honestly, no. At least in our community, we haven't had any issues. We've seen it with other people.
Yeah.
Kind of other people going through it, or like hearing stories from other people. I don't think I've never necessarily had a moment. I can't say I've had like people like bat their eyes, bat their eyes a couple of times.
Yeah.
But that's honestly the only thing that we've actually dealt with firsthand. I don't know what's happened behind closed doors, or you know, something that's ever said. You know, if something has ever been said. But I know in firsthand, personally, you know, view to view, we haven't had any issues like that.
Did y'all ever have discussions like just about the things that were going on?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Especially beginning of 2020 when all that stuff was happening. You know, with George Floyd and just everything in the world that was just transpiring. You know, left after you know everything. We definitely had a lot of transparent talks about everything that's going on, and I think we came to a good ground to where we both understand both sides of everything. And we understand like the importance of teaching our children, you know, everything that's going on, everything that has happened, you know, because a lot of kids growing up were blind to the reality, you know, of what you see or what you hear about. You know, most people are like, oh, we only heard that in movies. No, it actually happens day to day. You may have not dealt with it, but I bet you your neighbor has. You know what I mean? So it was very important for those talks. And what is good too is like I'm glad I'm married to a woman that understands, and a woman that is willing to learn and is willing to grasp everything that's going on that may be related to her or her ancestry or whatever the case may be. So I really truly appreciate her for that, for real.
Yeah. And you say next month y'all make the full 6 years, right?
Yeah, June.
June?
Yeah.
What?
June, yeah.
Me too, bro.
Really?
6 years.
That's what's
June.
up. June what?
4th.
June 4th? We're June 17th.
Oh, man, we beat you up by a week.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Congratulations, though, man. Big ups on that. And like talking about the whole race thing, do you feel the church kind of handled the situation these past 2 years, or in 2020 mainly? Or did you see anything that could have been handled better, in a better way?
I I don't want to necessarily say yes or no.
Yeah.
But I do know there's a lot of churches that did not understand.
Yeah.
They didn't know how to respond to what was going on, especially knowing that the church should be the first place that should be there to respond to something properly, the way that God has ordained us to do. So I do know there was a lot of error in that. I think over time, once things started to really not necessarily die down, but necessarily everyone's the awareness of what's going on.
Yeah.
I think churches started to really realize, hey, this is what transpired. This is how we as a community should move. And I think from there, I think we've grown from that. I honestly, I tell people all the time, I feel like 2020 with COVID and with, the racial stuff that was going on, I feel like it was a huge learning year for all of us as people to sit back and really realize what's going on and recoup and gain new knowledge of how the world really works. Yeah. You know what I mean? I feel like we were so stuck in not necessarily La La Land, but in a cycle of the same stuff every single year. Yeah. Everyone's ready for summer, everyone's ready for spring, everyone's ready for the holidays, all this festivities, all this different stuff. They go through birthdays, weddings, everything. Normal life got in the way of reality. And some people were stuck in reality where it's not good for them at most times, So I feel like 2020 was a good year that God used for all of us to learn from and to grow from. So,
amen.
Man, good answer, bro. Good answer. I got a jam-packed question. You got a question real quick?
Go for it.
I got a jam-packed question. So, let me see how to word it. So basically, I've been studying a lot about Gen Z, and this younger generation, they're real big on social justice and they're real big on being authentic. And it says from studies that I've seen, more than half of them don't trust the church and they don't see the church as an answer to social justice, right? So how can we change that? How can you change that as an artist through music? And how can other CHH artists reach Gen Z in a way that they could be reached? Because currently the church is kind of failing. It was a learning moment for us, but for Gen Z, it was man, they ain't got the answers way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were looking to different organizations and different things for the answer. And they kind of saw the church as, man, y'all really didn't stand up. Yeah. And that was a backlash on us. We had to learn from it and grow from it. Yeah. But how, as an artist, do you feel that you could kind of shift that or use the art to really reach the next generation with justice and being real?
Hey, he was in line with the loaded question.
No, I really enjoyed that question. I can say for me, to answer your question, leading up to answering the question, I feel like us as people, especially the church, has failed this community of new kids coming through school, coming through life, not having the right role models in their life, because half of them don't have their parents. Yeah. And if they do have their parents are not teaching them the things that they're supposed to be learning, to how to maneuver through life. Because we live, like you said, in such a sociable world, such a we live in a world that social media is pretty much the media and the news is teaching our kids how to live. Yeah. And that's not how it's supposed to be. I consider myself like the father, like the grandfather end of the what's my generation? Millennial. Yeah, I feel like I'm grandfathered in, because a lot of millennials are like, oh, millennials, they think they know it all, whatever, or they act crazy and whatnot. I'm born in 93, so I feel like I'm grandfathered in, where I'm still part of Generation X, and that kind of the old school feel. That's how I was raised. That's how I was raised. So as far as for us, I feel like as a church and as people, we felt this community. And as an artist, I think it's very important, especially in my position, just to be transparent, let them know yo, what you go through, I go through the same things, man. But I know a better way for you to not go through those things. Yeah. Just listen to people that are actually wanting to pour into you, and not necessarily lean on the media, because they're going to feed you the stuff that you want to hear, but it may not even be accurate. Because media gives you I think it's 20% of the full truth or something like that.
They always know how to angle it.
Yeah, as what I've heard, they give you all the bad facts instead of giving you the exact actual thing that is going on. Yeah, because they just want you to be fed with negativity and everything else that they want you to hear. But like I said, I truly believe in transparency. I truly believe in not being afraid and not being ashamed of stuff that you've gone through to help the next man or to help the next woman. So that's kind of how I feel. Just being open, being freely open with what's going on with your life, to where that other person that may be going through, like, man, I relate to this guy because I'm going through the same things as we speak. You know what I mean? I just talked to a guy last week at a show I was at, and he was like, yo, man, you JWoodz, right? I was like, yeah, I'm JWoodz. He's like, man, I love your music. My bro, such and such, put me on to you. And bro, like, I love how real you are through your music. I love the rawness of like you just being you and not giving a crap, in a sense, not giving a crap of what people think, and just being real with the gospel and just being real with like, just being transparent with what you go through. Like, you helped me through what I'm going through. He's like, man, I was going through some stuff with my girl and all these different things. And I had to be all honest and free. Like, man, I can't deal with this. I got to let it go. You know what I mean? So just hearing that, I think that is the biggest thing. Just being real. I mean, at the end of the day, just being real and being relatable to what's going on in the world that people deal with daily. So,
man,
one thing I want to ask you, because as you were speaking, something that came to mind was just the word discipleship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it kind of sounds like people needing somebody to pour into them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is discipleship important to you, or do you have discipleship? Have you been discipled?
It is very, very important for discipleship. You need those people in your life. You need those people that have gone through stuff that you don't even know what they've gone through until you learn from them. You know, I truly believe in discipleship. I truly believe in pouring into the next generation.
Yeah.
I take it very personal if there's somebody that is discipling somebody and I see them going down the wrong path, because that person's hands were in there, was holding on to stuff in their life that they could have helped them into the right direction instead of taking them down the wrong road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I truly believe in discipleship. It's very important.
Man, that's what's up.
Come on, Mo, you a real one. Mo always says you a real one.
Oh,
And
I was like, I got confused. I was like, huh?
it's on the wall. You a real one. We bring that up a lot, but no, it's because that answer you said, it was like, some people could take it as, oh, it's very like subtle, or it's very like easy to just say, oh, keep it authentic. But that is like very key.
Yeah.
Because people recognize what's real. And,
Yeah.
God created you to be real, man. And when you're transparent, that's how you say you're going to build those bridges, man. A lot of people think the church is, I think it said like 60% of Gen Z thinks the church is full of hypocrites. That they're hypocritical, right? That's a big number. That's a crazy big number. That means that all these teenagers, they think the church is fake. And it's because in the past, the church has tried to act like, oh, we got it together. It's all good.
Yeah.
How you doing, brother? We blessed. Instead of, how you doing, brother? Man, I'm stressed, bro. Pray for me. You know what I'm saying?
I was just in a
This was
strip
a hard
club
week.
yesterday.
Yeah.
I need help, my guy.
I don't got money for tithes today. No.
You know what?
it.
I'd rather spend my money at Jack in the Box and not give it to the church.
I know, right? I got issues, bro. Help. You know what I'm saying? We struggling.
Yeah.
And but a lot of the music, bro, that I love, like jamming all these artists that I find on Spotify and on Instagram, all these youngsters, man, there's a transparency in the music.
Yeah.
And I think it was Selena's dad that said, if you touch their heart, they're willing to pay for it. But, in the spiritual sense, if you touch their heart, they'll invest in you.
Yeah.
And they'll follow and they'll listen to what you got to say.
Yeah.
So, well, he brought up the fact of transparency in the music, right? Do you think there's a certain point where it's like, it's no longer edifying, and it's just like now you just putting out like a whole bunch of negative music? And I'm not saying you personally, but I'm saying as an artist, do you think there's a fine line where it's like it's encouraging, or you're being real, you know what I'm saying? But then there's a certain point where it's just like, man, bro, now I feel depressed with this music, you know what I'm saying? Especially in the CHH room.
I can say this. I know there's a few artists that I can think of the back of my head that have like a certain niche to their music that gathers their audience for how they sound.
No,
I mean, I can use him for an example. Like a lot of it sounds depressing, right? It sounds like he's always into something, like almost like a little Eminem in a sense. You know what I mean? But it fits, and the reason why I'm saying this is because he is gathering people that have probably gone through the same thing as him that relate to him. Yeah. They embody his sound, they embody his music, they embody his lyrics.
Yeah.
I think that's where transparency comes into. He's being transparent with how he feels, to where other people are listening like, man, I feel just like that too, man. Like, I'm with you. You know what I mean? So I think it's very important to whatever your sound is, whatever music you choose to do, having that transparency in there and being relatable helps.
Yeah.
It helps, and it grows your fan base. But I can say, if you're going to do that, especially if you're doing music for God and using your talents wholehearted for God, you got to keep it that way.
Yeah.
You know, you can't stray away. Like I know there's a lot of artists that do, but it's like at the end of the day, I'm like, bro, like why even start using it for that and just hopping on a bandwagon and then not really actually serving him off the mic the way you're supposed to be doing it. You know what I mean? Same thing as on the mic. Like, it's okay. Obviously, the music industry is changing. Sounds are changing. Ways of rapping, ways of singing are changing. You know, we live in a different world now. It's okay to blend in because that's what's popping right now, and you want to gradually bring your people closer to you, but don't stray away from the gospel.
Yeah.
Don't stray away from who gave you that talent that you chose.
Amen.
You chose to serve, and you chose to be under when you started. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's my take on it.
You said something right there, right, about serving God off the mic. And sometimes it seems to be this, like, it's easy to serve God on the mic. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to like, we see this with pastors sometimes, you know, especially pastors that have fallen, you know what I'm saying, where it's like, man, they spoke such a good sermon, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then they leave and they doing all this outlandish things out in the streets, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to them pastors. Repent. No, but you said something, like I said, serving God off the mic. Do you feel sometimes we get caught up with just serving God on the mic? Like, it's easy for us to be like, oh, we're a Christian podcast and speak about Christ here, and then leave here and not having to do with Christ. Yeah,
I truly believe that that's definitely something that happens a lot. I mean, I go through it sometimes myself, where I'm off of mic, especially at work, where you're surrounded with other people that are not like you. Yeah. Not necessarily saying you're doing the same stuff that they're doing, but your first reaction or your first like thing is not like Christ-like in a sense. You know what I mean? I think as humans, I mean, it's obviously we all fall short from God's glory. Yeah. We're all sinners. You know, I don't care if you think you're the dopest dude in the world and haven't done any sin. Like, we're all sinners. We sin every single day. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like just being real with everything, I feel like as a Christian culture, the community, like it's a huge struggle. You know, it's a huge struggle, but at the end of the day, you got to know that there's grace and there's grace with God. Yeah. And if you know that and you know what you're supposed to be doing, walk in that, because God will give you that grace that you're needing. Yeah. You know, but if you backslide and choose to do that, then, you know, that's where the problem comes in.
Yeah. One thing I'll speak to, right, just to add on to it, is that the scripture speaks about teachers, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, be careful, because you'll be judged harsher than just the regular person in service, you know what I'm saying? So I'll say this to the rappers also, is like, whether you realize it or not, it's like, the quote that we went to, the pastor I once told us, is like, people will repeat your words more than they repeat mine. You know what I'm saying? As a rapper, they'll repeat your verse. People will memorize your verse, you know what I'm saying? More than they memorize scripture, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. More than they memorize what the pastor just finished telling them. And I'll just say this to the rappers out there, like, live it. You know what I'm saying? Live it. Yeah. And it's not about being perfect, you know what I'm saying?
No one's perfect.
But strive for it.
Yeah, man. And so big shout out to the rappers that are actually living it, keeping it real. And like I was telling you earlier, man, when you said that Dallas, you feel is not like Houston has people that are not in Houston. They're like, man, Houston has so much unity. Houston this. I look at Dallas and I'm like, man, Dallas has so much unity, so much that. Who in Dallas do you want to shout out that's like a real artist that you know they're living it, that you be like, man, you got to check out this dude. You got to follow this dude. This dude is the real deal.
Yeah, I got a couple of brodies, man, to plug in. First off, shout out to my boy Microphone Boss, aka Mac B from Fort Worth. Shout out to my boy Shiloh Rafe, dope artist out of Carrollton. He lives in the Carrollton area, actually. So I might as well say Dallas. Shout out to my boy Mikey J, you know, out there as well, dope dude. Shout out to my boy Beat Trill, as well as my brother. Yes, sir. Shout out to my bro E the musician. Dope dude from Arlington, Fort Worth as well. Yeah,
it's all Dallas, bro. It's all
Dallas, all DFW.
We just call it Dallas. Texas, baby, Texas.
And then shout out to all the other amazing people that I run with, that I have been running with, that have been supporting me since day one. Shout out to you guys as well.
Amen.
So you're an overcomer?
Yes, I am. Everyone's an overcomer, right?
Hey, let's go.
Jesus' name.
But you are overcomer now.
Yeah.
Like the Overcomer fam. You are like DJ Overcomer?
Yeah. So I run with DJ Overcomer, dope dude. His ministry is dope. I love him and his wife and his family. They pulled me in, they have me come out to help them sometimes for certain events and just kind of pour into other people and just do God's work, man. That's what we do.
Hey,
so shout out to you, DJ Overcomer.
Does he hook you up with free snow cones? You know what I'm saying?
Man, he actually does, man.
You know what I'm saying? He a real one.
He actually hooks me up with the all the good stuff. Last time I went, my wife got a strawberry horchata one. That was actually pretty fire. And then I got a mango nata. So.
Hey,
Man,
that's
those are always hard.
Steph's Chillville.
Steph's Chillville, yeah.
Okay. Man, that's what's
Out at
up. I
Grand
remember
Prairie.
it.
Yeah.
Let's
No,
go.
when I went over there, he had that, or what was it, the horchata?
Horchata?
Or no, it was a rice
We
in a
drink
cup.
rice in a
arroz
cup.
con leche.
We drank that hot chocolate.
But it was cold, bro. It was December, and I thought it was actual arroz con leche, hot, warm. So I ordered it, and then they gave me a snow cone, and I'm freezing, bro. We're doing an interview outside, like I got boogers running down my nose, but that thing was good. Like that thing was like he said they invented that flavor and everything. Like that was on fire. So y'all need to go check that out for real.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, bro, because Joe Rich was the one who kind of got his hype on you.
Oh, really?
He's a DJ, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You over here talking about DJ Yvonne, how you pronounce it?
Yvonne? Yeah.
Yvonne. And then you're connected with DJ Overcomer, man. Like how important and I guess I see them more like fathers, like the DJs in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
How important are they to the community and what do they do? Like they pour into the rappers and stuff like that, open doors for you
Shout
guys?
out to all the DJs.
You.
No,
So actually, yeah, DJ Overcomer, man,
Yeah.
he has, he runs his ministry. I'm sure he talked to you guys when he did the interview with you guys, kind of how his ministry runs and how it started. So OC, man, he brings people involved that he feels are led by God to help, branch out the community and branch out, within the areas to just serve and to get back to people and just to share the love of Jesus. So he's one of the guys, man. DJ Yvonne, he's a dope dude as well. Upcoming DJ, and he actually starting to mix and master music. He actually mixed and mastered my latest project, Barely Started, that I just dropped.
Talk on it.
So I let him do it. And then obviously, with DJ Joe Rich, with the Holy Mix Show, he's dope, man. Like I said earlier, he's there to help build the community.
Yeah.
I love what he's doing with his platform, man. Just sharing the gospel through hip hop, sharing gospel through Spanish music, man, and just to see them influentially work, outside of the fact of working with other artists, it is super dope.
Yeah.
Super dope.
One thing I was gonna say is that now, since the generations have kind of evolved in a way where now everybody could just upload their music to wherever and they could get found like that. Sometimes the DJs get overlooked and forgotten in a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like they still putting in work.
If it wasn't for the DJs, your music wouldn't be played.
Come on.
You know what I mean?
real.
We gotta. A lot of people don't realize how important it is, like how important and how crucial it is for DJs, man. Like if it wasn't for them, even through regular outlets from secular world, like the DJs are the ones that put a lot of work into people's careers.
Yeah.
It helps spark a lot of energy to go in certain areas, man. And I give all credit to DJs because if it wasn't them, our music wouldn't be heard.
Yeah.
Let me shout out one DJ real quick, right? Because he Texas DJs, you know what I'm saying? Shout out DJ Disciple Drew, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you know DJ Disciple Drew?
I heard of him, yeah.
Bruh.
He's probably closer to you than to us.
Yeah. Wichita Falls.
Wichita Falls?
I think it's Wichita Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, consistent, bro.
Yeah.
And he just be putting in work and just be putting on people and he don't be expecting nothing in return. It's like, bruh, DJ Disciple Drew, drop that.
Yeah. If you find a good DJ that is willing to work with you and willing to invest in you, bro, it's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
So shout out to all the Houston DJs, Overdose, Overflow.
Yeah.
We got all the overs. Overflow,
Kool-Aid.
Overdose,
Yeah.
Overcomer.
Yeah.
And anybody that we overlooked, forgive us now.
Yeah. No,
Shout out to all of
Shout
them.
out to one more DJ out in the DFW, DJ Johnny Jeff as well. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's a dope DJ, dope dude. So yeah,
Johnny Jeff.
We about to check him out though.
Yeah, he runs with Mikey.
Okay.
That's his DJ.
Oh,
yeah.
I think he mentioned him.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll look him up. But because we went to an event like 2 months ago, probably 3 months ago, and the rappers they had it going, But I'm saying it was like average. But then DJ Overcomer came on.
Hey,
Yeah,
no offense to the rappers.
No offense to the rappers, but DJ Overcomer came on, bro. He turned the house upside down, bro.
His
the whole lights went out.
Yeah.
His experiences are his experiences that he puts on, bro, are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
different.
Crazy.
Like
Look.
almost being at a huge EDC conference.
That's what it felt like.
EDC conference show. It's crazy.
So he mentioned the lights went out, right?
Mm-hmm.
My boy kept the show going like nothing, right? Like
I've been to a field with him where the lights have gone out, everything went off, and we're still going.
I was like, bro,
Show
like,
must go on.
I remember, well, I'm gonna be careful. I remember I used to rap, but my mic wasn't on, so I was like two bars off, and I just started freestyling because I was like, I don't even know what to do, you know what I'm saying? But I just lost all energy. But the lights went out, just DJ Overcoming, you're just like, it don't matter. He just started, man. He's like, y'all.
That boy went Super Saiyan mode on him, man.
Bro,
Like,
was
they were trying to
crazy.
play with the lights. All right. But yeah, man, real quick, man, talk on your latest project. It was an EP, right?
Yeah, so I just dropped the EP March 18th called Barely Started. It's on all digital platforms. You can find it anywhere. It's a 4-pack. It's just a couple bangers, man, that I put together. I worked with a producer, man, dope dude. His name is Premise. Premise is the producer that produced all the tracks for it.
Yeah,
Man, it was dope.
Yeah, I really enjoy it, man. Like when I dropped it, like I haven't even put like any major marketing, like money into marketing yet. But just the fact that when I dropped it, like literally, I think yesterday I had close to almost 10,000 streams
Man, come on.
on just the
up,
project
man.
itself.
The people's champ, baby.
Man, I'm telling you, like just to see, like I guess the influential of like me, like putting music out and giving quality music and just feeding the culture, bro. Like it's really dope to see. Just to see people really react to it and like it. Like I had like so many messages like, yo, this thing is freaking crazy, man. Like, yo, like when did you do that? Oh man, like I can't wait to see this live. Like, oh my God, like we need to shoot a video like today, like type thing, man. Like just seeing God move through that, bro, and it seeing people's lives change. And it's really dope. I have the song on there called Need You More. I was going through a season where I felt like, I mean, I had God, you know, but like I felt like I wasn't hearing him a lot as much as I was. Things were just not going the way I wanted to, from finances to just like family, trying to figure out how to you know, raise my family, you know, and be the husband I'm supposed to be for my wife, and my wife to be the wife she's supposed to be for me. Like it was just a struggle, a season that I was going through, and like, God, like I know you've blessed me, I know you've done all these things for me, and you give me this and give me that. But I need you more. Like I need you more than what I got. And a lot of people go through that where, you know, they have Jesus, they have God, you know, we all do. But we fail to realize, just being honest and real, like God is not enough. You know, and he says in his word, come to me, you know, come to me when you're weary, come to me when you're hurt. I'll give you water. You know, I'll give you rest. And those things are true. But sometimes, like, I feel like that's not enough. Like, I need him more. Like, I need to literally be at his feet. Like, bruh.
Need your
like,
presence,
you know what I
Lord.
mean? Like, I need you more. And I feel like if we as Christians and we as people come to realization that we need God more than what we're doing on a daily basis, I think our lives are blessed a lot more. And out of that, I feel like that song really blessed me. Like, I was listening to it like a week ago before my show, and I start bawling. I was listening, I was like, man, like this song is really touching me still. I created it and it's still touching me, so I know it's touching other people. So
Amen.
Man, that's powerful, man. No, the CD, if you haven't checked it out, Barely Started, get on Spotify, buy it on Amazon Music. You know what I'm saying? Apple Music.
Go buy it. I mean, go stream it. You can stream it, but I'm telling you right now, if you buy it, that helps me so much more as an independent artist. Go buy it. It's only $4. Go
You know
buy
what
it.
I'm saying? Do you got merch?
Yes, I do have merch. I do sell merch.
Where can they find you? Where can they find you?
So
and where can they find you?
I originally had merch online selling.
Yeah.
It was from one of the other designs that I had, but I just created another design just before the Christmas season.
Yeah.
So I don't have that online yet. I do sell them at all my shows. So I do have that.
So you got to pull up.
Yes, you got to pull up. I mean, I'm going to be up and running online soon. Me and my team are working on some stuff. We're gonna get this thing up and running again.
What is it? JWoodz.com?
I will have a JWoodz.com. Yes,
JWoodz.com,
I will have a
okay.
JWoodz.com. No more Squarespace.
See, JWoodz, bro, we family, bro. You got the Z at the end of your name.
Yeah.
Let's with a Z.
Chop it up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was meant to be.
Yes.
What do you call it? Where can they find you at social media wise?
You can find me on Spotify. I'm sorry, you can't find me on Spotify.
Yeah.
You
Run
can
it
find
up
me,
again. You know.
You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I don't use my Twitter much. I do need to. I need to start using it more. I just need more followers, please. So if you're rocking with me, follow me on Twitter. You can find me on TikTok. I'll be on that more often too. Yeah. So yeah, you can find me at JWoodz Music. So JWoodz with a Z at the end, then music with a Z at the end, MUCIZ_. You can find me on all my platforms under that for social media.
Amen.
Just drop it in the comment section.
Yeah, we'll put everything in the description, man. With that being said, this has been the Let's Chop It Up podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Run the numbers up. Go purchase it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and you said July, right?
July is what I'm thinking about.
July. Get ready.
If you're in the DFW area, just know we're about to set this thing on fire.
I'ma go higher. All praise to my sire. Gas me up with that octane. I'ma set it off with that fire. Ain't nobody can out-rap me. I feel like Kanye Cheddar through the wire. Call me King Zeke from The Walking Dead. Don't make me feed you to my tiger.